Have you ever felt overwhelmed by your own standards? Or what about feeling stuck because you compare yourself to others? In today's episode, we will explore the hidden causes of wearing perfection as a badge of honor, why the fear of imperfection might be the ghost hunting your success. I will share some insights from my personal story and how I overcome imperfections as a tool for growth. Welcome back to the Science of Balance. I'm your host, Fabrizio. With a PhD in chemistry and over 15 years in the corporate world, I founded ProHealthX Coaching, where I serve as an executive health coach, nutrition specialist, and personal trainer. In today's episode, we are peeling back the layers of an attribute many of us struggle with: perfectionism. So whether you are an established CEO, an upcoming entrepreneur, a leader in the making, or anyone else who takes perfection as the ultimate escape to procrastinate, this episode is for you. So sit back, relax, grab your favorite drink, and let's get started. You see, perfectionism sounds like the ultimate goal, right? It's like that glossy, shiny car that everybody stops to admire. But just like the car, perfectionism comes with a heavy price tag and some unexpected maintenance issues. It's not just about doing your best, it's the nagging voice saying continuously it has to be perfect or it's not enough. As I walked through the corridors of the corporate world for over 15 years, perfectionism can be like a badge of honor, worn with a mix of pride and silent anxiety. It's a kind of symbol that many aspire to because it signifies a relentless commitment to excellence, a kind of emblem that announces to peers and competitors that here lies a person who accepts nothing but the best. But yet, this badge can become heavy, finding its roots into expectations that one must deliver consistently. In the process of persistent pursuit of this standard, the badge of perfectionism can turn into a chain, actually limiting creativity and innovation as fears builds up, overshadow the drive for success. It kind of fosters a culture where the appearance of infallibility is often celebrated more than the learning gathered from mistakes, and where the real human cost of pursuit can go unnoticed. But now let's ponder for a moment on the following question. When has your search for perfection actually held you back from achieving your goals? For instance, consider a time where the fear of making mistakes may have stopped you from taking a leap that could have led to growth. Just reflect on that for a few seconds. But there is another question I would like you to ponder about. How might embracing imperfection have changed the outcome? And what I mean here is, think about events where daring to be imperfect could have led to superior outcomes. Now let me share a personal story with you. For years, I have worked under the intense pressure of the corporate world, where I was frequently compared to others. This environment, in a way, trapped me into a game of a constant one-man show. You see, I used perfectionism as a tool to shine, where every PowerPoint slide had to be perfect, every detail carefully scrutinized. So this pursuit of perfection was my shield, but also my cage, because it led me to procrastinate, to second guess, and hold me back from expressing my true potential. You see, even this podcast was held back for many months by my perfectionism, because I was trapped in the belief that everything had to be perfect before sharing it with the world. In our quest for the perfect outcome, we often overlook the beauty and also the advantages of perfect imperfections. It's like a handcrafted piece of pottery. The value often lies in its unique irregularities and not in the smooth uniformity. It's through accepting the imperfect in our work and ourselves that we can foster creativity, adaptability, and resilience. Qualities that are actually essential for innovation and growth. In the journey of freeing ourselves from the chain of comparison, we tend to embrace the concept of perfect imperfection. It's about accepting that our habits and characteristics are not weaknesses. They are differentiators that make our personal brand stand out. You see, in a world of replicas where everybody is comparing to everyone and trying to copy others' behaviors or others' success, our authentic selves become the actual masterpiece. The advantage is that authenticity resonates, connects, and builds trust. In the course of my life, especially of the last 1 or 2 years, I have learned that taking imperfect action is often more fruitful than inaction due to the fear of imperfection. See, every misstep is a learning opportunity, and in this light, there is no such a thing like failure but only feedback. This is the advantage of perfect imperfection. It allows us to start, to learn, and to pivot without the paralyzing pressure of being perfect. As we act, we refine, and as we refine, we progress. Once one person asked me the following question: what would you attempt if you knew you could not fail? So for me, the answer was starting this podcast, for instance. My turning point came when I realized that waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect episode meant waiting forever. My accent, my speech, my perceived imperfections were not the barriers. They were part of my authentic voice. And there I learned to value progress over perfection, to share my knowledge and my journey, to bring value to others, and to step out of the shadow of comparison. Now, as we draw this conversation to a close, I want to leave you with some empowering takeaways to carry with you. First of all, is that perfection is a mirage. You see, excellence is attainable, perfection is not. Therefore, aim to do well, not to be spotless. Another one is that comparison is often counterproductive. This means measure success against your own progress rather than someone else's highlights and progress. And then the imperfections are human. They are not faults, but signs that you are pushing boundaries and growing. You see, once I heard the quote, "If you're not failing, you're not even trying." And as we reach the end of our time together today, remember that you can choose to live a life that's rich with learning, growth, and yes, the occasional stumble. Because it's in these moments we often find our greatest lessons and our most authentic selves. Thank you for joining me on the Science of Balance. I am Fabrizio, host, and it has been a pleasure to share this time with you. Until next time, embrace your imperfections and keep taking those small steps towards a big, beautiful, imperfectly perfect life.